This is LSUODYSSEY.com's Max Johnson prediction tape. You know, there's so many variables here to go through. There's so many things that LSU Odyssey have written about. All of our writings have covered every angle, facet of the Max Johnson quarterback era. And I feel like some of those y'all may have missed or may have overlooked. Some of these pieces are some of my favorite I've ever done. I'm a big Max Johnson fan. Everybody knows. While there's been a lot of people trying, I'm the biggest Max Johnson fan. I'm the biggest Max Johnson fan. I'm the biggest, and one by one trying to kiss the ass. The truth is, there was only one LSU media rep absolutely screaming, for Max Johnson to start against Alabama. Not just against A&M, but against Alabama. And we have that on tape when I was on my Mark Rogers Voice of College Football appearance back in late 2020. I demanded Max Johnson start because I thought his dual authority would absolutely destroy Alabama and give LSU some sort of chance in that game. Because let's be honest here, Alabama did not have that good of a defense last year. They had a worse defense than the 2019 LSU Tigers. Their defense didn't really ever do anything admirable. I mean, yeah, shutting down Justin Fields in Ohio State, of course. They did stuff that looks great on the surface. But when you actually go back and watch the tape, I mean, a lot of this is just poor opposition play. You saw what Max Johnson could do against Alabama, against the best in college football, when he came in against Alabama. I mean, he hit everybody in sight with the football. He was hitting Eric Gilbert, hitting Terrace Marshall was already opted out. Hitting Keyshawn Butte, Coy Moore, Trey Palmer even. Like, he was hitting everybody. I think he hit 7 of his first 9 passes or something like that were to a different receiver. He was wheeling and dealing. And that's why you got to go back and look at our profiles on Max Johnson, is because every one of those profiles have the best extended statistics you'll find on Max Johnson. We're not talking about stats you can find on just, okay, he threw for this many yards. We're talking about real definitive metrics that decide whether you win or lose a game. And sorry, I was honking at a stupid truck going 5 miles an hour in the fast lane. My bad. Some people in Utah don't even know what a lane is, let alone the fast lane. Anyway, back to Max Johnson. I feel, and I am not alone, of course, but when I say it, I'm a homer, I'm a dumbass, I don't know what I'm talking about. Of course I would say that, blah, 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 blah. But when Bill Connolly lists Max Johnson as the second most important player in the SEC, when so many people are riding high on Max Johnson's talents, I don't care about all that. The truth is, what I see in Max Johnson, the most that I love, is when that pocket gets muddied, when that pocket gets crazy, when that pocket gets violent, when confusion's all around. It's not into his life, it will creep. Paranoia strikes deep. You got Max Johnson seeing in the back of his head, knowing where the rush is coming, and getting the hell out of there. I just love what I see from Max Johnson as far as evading pass rushes and throwing the football on the run as well. We're not talking about just him bolting and bolting and running for a first down or whatever, which is fantastic and which he can do, and which we saw for a touchdown a few times this fall camp already, him running these zone reads in the RPO action. But in the RPO game, I want him to absolutely destroy opponents with the passing game on the run. I want to see him fake that handoff, start a bootleg to his left, or even to his right. Hell, I don't care. I know he can do it. And then throw in stride or across that grain and hit those targets. Because if Max Johnson starts completing long passes at 20, 30 more yards on the run in the RPO action, and then you add in the running game with 4 worthy starter-level running backs, even as freshmen, Armani Goodwin and Corey Kiner, I'm going to put them in that category, or as Max Johnson likes to call them, thunder and lightning. And you got all those receivers out there. You got Jack Besh, Cole Taylor at tight end, Jack Mashburn at tight end, who's looking really good. You've got a lot of skill position talent. You've got the most skill position talent in the SEC. Save for Clemson and Ohio State, LSU 2021 have the most skill position talent in college football. And I will not be surprised if by week 3 or 4, everyone is saying LSU have the best skill position players in the nation. Not even a dispute. I would not be shocked to hear that. Because frankly, I think they're going to put up just outrageous numbers. I think these guys are on a mission. I think these guys are in tune with their quarterback. That's the thing, is Max has a relationship with all these guys already. Especially with Kayshon Boutte. We know all about that. 308 receiving yards against Ole Miss in the absolute deluge of the rain and the hurricane-esque wind conditions. To throw over 450 yards in a game like that, for Kayshon Boutte to haul in 308 yards, 15 catches, just outrageous. Outrageous. Incendiary, to be honest. And what an unbelievable, not only a performance there by Max Johnson, and Kayshon Boutte, but what an unbelievable way to set the tone coming into year 2, and what an unbelievable preview and just, you know, of their talents and their shared partnership, but also what a way to say, no, I'm the quarterback going in 2021. And this is why. And, you know, you can't argue. You just can't. Max Johnson, no matter what happened with Miles Brennan, was going to be the guy. And if he wasn't, it would have been because LSU's Coach Ed Orgeron, would have been too afraid to make a decision. He would have been too afraid to lose a quarterback than go with his guy, with his real guy. And I'm in a way, I'm glad that this happened. Not that Miles got hurt, but that the Red Sea parted and LSU's starting quarterback was revealed once and for all before the world. And I feel like Max, you see what you want to see out of your quarterback, especially a second-year guy who's only started 2 games. You're seeing what you want to see from him in fall camp. He's leading the team mentally with the physical examples. He has this vibe about him where it's not even how he looks. I mean, yeah, he's looking around, he's looking all intense, he's looking like a quarterback. But the way LSU's players look at Max Johnson themselves, the way his teammates look at him, that's what captures me the most. They look up to him, even if he's 3 or 4 years younger than them. It's hilarious. you got super senior DTs who are looking up to Max. I love it. And it's because Max is, he's not some dictatorial personality. He's very laissez-faire, and he's very intense and all that, but he's very laissez-faire. He's very chill. He loves company. He loves having people around. And so he's gotten to know his teammates very well. And from fall camp footage, I've already seen him with Coy Moore and Trey Palmer really get that vibe going. Alex Adams, you can also throw him in there. I think he's throwing the deep routes to Alex Adams very, very well. That's where I'm seeing the most explosion. That's where I'm seeing the most promise with Alex Adams, is him running those go routes, those post routes. I love what I'm seeing from him going deep. Trey Palmer, there's way more that needs to be seen there with him and Max's relationship. I want to see Trey use his unbelievable after-the-catch abilities. When he has the ball in his hands, he's an unstoppable runaway train. And I want to see Max Johnson take advantage of that. And the only way to do that, put the ball right on his face mask, right in the middle of a slant, and let him go, lead him to the promised land. But, throughout all these weapons, there's one common thing here. What is that? What is that thing? What is that thing? Is it athleticism? No. Versatility. A lot of these guys can do two or more things, play two or more positions, and I think Jake Peetz is going to find every which way to get these guys in, to fit them in for their maximum, for their optimum. I think you're going to love what you're going to see out of all these guys. It's up to Max to maximize and get the maximum out of these guys. I think he will. Whether that equates into a championship, you'll have to wait and see for my record prediction coming up to see if that's the case. But as far as Max leading LSU to a 10+ win season, he's more than capable. Max Johnson is capable of winning a championship for LSU in 2021. I'm not joking about that. I know a lot of people will think I'm joking and will laugh and think I'm a homer. I don't give a damn. This team is being underrated. We're not even being talked about. We're not even on anyone's radar. And that's exactly how LSU fans should want it. It's exactly how LSU's players should want it. If these Tigers are not disrespected by the lack of coverage in 2021, there is nothing that will get them motivated. If they are not disgusted by being compared to that 2020 team for even 1 second, they should be disgusted. They should be rearing to go, ready to absolutely just motor UCLA into the ground. And I think they will be. I think Max especially will be. I think Max is going to absolutely have a great show-stopping performance in his first game. Max is going to struggle at times. Don't get me wrong. I think Max is going to throw around 8 or 9, maybe 10 plus picks. I think maybe even 10 to 12 interceptions. And Max does not make many turnovers. This year, I think he's going to make a few. I think he's going to be stretching his game to the utmost of the abilities, and when you do that, mistakes are going to come. So 10 interceptions for me sounds about right. As far as yards, Max is going to throw for at least 3,800, 4,000 yards. I don't care what anyone says. You look at those receivers, you look at his arm talent, You look at the playbook Jake Peetz is going to run. We're going to dink and dunk all over the field. We're going to move this ball. I mean, he was already putting up 40-plus points last year when he led the offense. So to pretend like he's just not going to be able to do anything is laughable. This LSU offense is going to be dynamic. It's going to be fun to watch. I'm not saying it's going to be 2019, but they're going to be kick-ass. 10 interceptions, 4,182 yards, and 43 passing touchdowns. 4 rushing touchdowns. So he's going to throw for over 4,000 yards. He's going to throw 10 interceptions. He's going to throw 43 touchdowns, which is probably way more than anyone else is predicting, which is fine by me. I'm okay with that. If he doesn't throw 43 touchdowns, I think Max himself would consider this season a failure. I think just as far as passing, for his passing game, he doesn't really care what he has to do to win the game. I'm just saying, as far as a passer, he might, he wants to throw at least 40 plus touchdowns, I believe. So you got 4,000 plus yards, 43 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 3 or 4 rushing touchdowns. And Max is going to have a hell of a season. I think he might get nicked up here or there. He might get injured, knocked around, but that doesn't mean he's going to have to be out for a game. I think he's going to be in a very painful situation at one point, and he's going to tough through it. And he's going to continue to play through the injury. I think you're going to see the toughness of Max this season. You know, people want to talk about the toughness of Miles Brennan, and he is one of the toughest Tigers of all time. You of course. To play through that game like that, unbelievable. But when Max goes out there, this is not only a new era, it's going to be fun. This team, I can't promise a championship. I can't promise this team's going to just wipe the floor with everybody. But one thing I can promise, you are going to be extremely intrigued, heavily entertained, and unbearably interested by every single snap and every single player on this team in every game. Trust me. These players are so intriguing. The possibilities, the personalities, the character, the power, the unity. This is LSU, baby. If it doesn't get you fired up, well, then you might as well be an Oklahoma fan. You might as well be an SMU fan. You might as well just, like, we're going to be competing for a national championship. We're going to get close to winning a national championship in 2021. And Max Johnson, 4,182 yards, 43 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and 4 rushing touchdowns. I believe Max is not only the best quarterback to run this LSU offense and lead this LSU team, he is the right guy. Go Tigers.